What's going on, everybody? It's Ndukauba, and with the release of Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS approaching quickly, I thought I'd take this opportunity to finally do a top 10 video. Now note that this is my very first top 10 video, so I'm gonna, make some mistakes or, not be accustomed to doing one. But nonetheless, I've been, procrastinating on this for a while now, and it's time for me to actually do the video so you guys can know my opinions on the top 10 characters I believe will be returning for Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS. Number 10 on my list is Mr. Game & Watch. Now, Mr. Game & Watch was teased during the Pac-Man reveal trailer, and it wouldn't make sense to not bring Game & Watch back, seeing that he is one of the classic characters, in gaming history. Now, if you guys noticed, I don't know if y'all did or not, but the model for Game & Watch in that trailer is actually a new model of Mr. Game & Watch. Now, it wouldn't make sense to tease Game & Watch and then say he's not in the game if you made a brand new model for him, because his model is completely different from how he looks like in Brawl. Like, his arms are actually like circular, his feet are more curved, whereas in Brawl his feet were like blocky-ish. So yeah, it makes no sense to use a new model of Game & Watch in a new trailer. Otherwise, if he wasn't coming back, you might as well have just used the model he was like in Brawl to, save time and money and all that stuff. So yeah, on top of that, he's a classic character. He's an awesome character at that. There's no way he's gonna cut like Mr. Game & Watch out of the game. He was in Melee and Brawl, so it only makes sense that he would come back. Number 9 on my list is Falco. Now, Nintendo did tease that new Star Fox game with Shigeru Miyamoto doing that whole thing with the Wii U gamepad, but it was a Star Fox game. Now, it would make sense as to, add another character in the Star Fox series into Smash Bros. Because of that game. And if I'm not mistaken, like something concerning like one of the Star Fox games being brought to Virtual Console or something like that. I don't know. I might have my facts wrong, but nonetheless, that new game still would benefit a new character being put into Smash Bros. Well, a returning character. And on top of that, Falco was in Melee and in Brawl. So again, it wouldn't make sense to cut him out when he was in the previous two games. Now, granted, he did have his clone moments with Fox, like his up B and his side B, but they did try to at least diversify him in Brawl. And think about it. With Fox's Final Smash being Landmaster again, and they're revamping people's Final Smashes like what they did with Zero Suit Samus and Luigi, they could clearly make Falco's Final Smash the R-Wing, because he clearly said it in Brawl. Personally, I prefer the Air, so that's a great opportunity to change his Final Smash to something different, and it'd be wasted potential to just cut him out entirely. It wouldn't make any sense. So yeah, Falco at number 9. Number 8 is Meta Knight. Now, Sakurai is the creator of the Kirby series, and he has Kirby and DDD already in the game. There is no way in the world he will cut out Meta Knight. Like, Meta Knight was one of the greatest characters in Brawl. Although he was kind of overpowered, he was still extremely fun to use. He's one of the main characters in the Kirby series, and he's just an overall well-rounded character. Plus, as we all know, Sakurai absolutely loves his characters, like, to death. So, like, you saw, like, he already has Kirby, he has DDD, and then he has Pit and Palutena in the game. So, why would he take, not include one of his own characters into this game while he does have that opportunity? He can clearly just throw Meta Knight right back in there and say, here you go. And on top of that, a lot of people are waiting for Meta Knight to return, because it wouldn't make sense to cut him out. So yeah, Meta Knight at number 8. Number 7 is Ganondorf. Now, I know a lot of people have been actually wanting somebody different to replace Ganondorf. Most of them have been saying they want Girahim to do it, but what you have to realize is Ganondorf, he is one, part of the Triforce 3 pretty much. Like, he has one piece of the Triforce, so why would they not have him when they already have Zelda and they have Link? That's only 2 parts of the Triforce. Why not complete the trio? And on top of that, he's just an awesome character. Although his moveset is a complete clone of Captain Falcon, this would be the perfect opportunity to diversify his moveset from him, because he has a various amount of moves that he's used within the series that they can implement into his moveset. On top of that, one thing that always bothered me was how he had a sword for his taunt, yet he never used the sword in his attacks. So that'd be, you know, they can replace his A attacks with his sword or something like that. And then like his B attacks, they can do something like somewhat in the Zelda series. Like I know like he had like this one ground pound move, I forgot in which game it was. Like he has a lot of moves that he can use, you know, to completely diversify him from Captain Falcon. So yeah, if they were to rechange his moveset and make him a more unique character, then it would be beneficial to bring him back into the series. So yeah, Ganondorf at number 7. Number 6 is Wario. Now, Wario is, well, he's Wario. I don't really know what to say about Wario because, I mean, his games are pretty much like kind of but pretty much, you know, he is a pretty iconic character, and there is no reason for them to have Ashley as an assist trophy from the Wario series, as well as Waluigi from the Wario series, or, well, he's from Mario and Wario, but there's no reason to have those two as assist trophies and then not bring Wario back. On top of that, you know, we need more villain characters, and right now, the only villain we have is Bowser. So that's an even greater reason to include like villain characters like Ganondorf and now Wario, because it's gonna be kind of lame that, oh, out of the entire roster, and right now we're at what, 33 characters, there's only one villain. So that makes no type of sense. Bring Wario back, he was kind of cool. I'm not even gonna lie, his fart attack was probably one of the strongest attacks in the entire game of Brawl if he charged it up fully, and that'd be kind of cool. So bring Wario back, we want Wario back. Number 5 is the Ice Climbers. Now, Ice Climbers have been in the Smash Bros. Series since Melee, so they are technically considered veterans. Well, technically no, they are veterans. So why would they cut out more veterans from the game? Now, they have been a completely unique character. I'm tempted to say team because it's two of them. I'm just going to call them a team. They have been a completely unique team that has never been in the Smash Bros. Series until Melee. Now, granted, we do have Rosalina and Luma, and that's pretty much like a team, you know, like a duo of some sort. So, I mean, there is like some sort of shakiness between them returning. However, the Ice Climbers are completely unique in their own right. On top of that, they are classic characters. Like, they were made way back in the day. So why take out a like iconic classic character or characters from the series? Granted, they haven't had a new release in a very long time. It wouldn't be beneficial to take out an iconic Nintendo group or team like the Ice Climbers. So it'd be a smart idea to bring them back. Number 4 is the Robotic Operating Buddy, otherwise known as Rob. Now, personally, I wouldn't want Rob to come back because I never really liked him as a character in Brawl, but he is a serious part of Nintendo's history because he was used as a marketing ploy to sell the NES, and then later on they made him an accessory. Now, when he was in Brawl, he played a huge part of the Subspace Emissary, and they did create his moveset from scratch. So that entirely makes him a generally unique character, one in which can't be emulated by any other character in the game. So as he is 100% part of Nintendo's history, probably as old as it gets, seeing that he was a marketing ploy for the NES, plus they created a brand new moveset for him, one that hasn't been used by anybody, it does make sense for him to return. So yeah, Rob at number 4. Number 3 is Jigglypuff. Now, personally, I don't want Jigglypuff to return because I've never been fond of her as a character. However, she was, you know, pretty much a beast in Melee if you knew how to use her. And they nerfed her so bad in Brawl that I just got tired of looking at her. So yeah, but on top of that, she is part of the original 12 characters of Super Smash Bros. And out of those 12 characters, 9 of them have already been confirmed to return. So why not complete the entire roster, or at least partially complete it with, you know, another character from the original 12? It just doesn't make sense. So bring back Jigglypuff. I don't really have a reason as to why she should come back besides her being part of the original 12 characters. But nonetheless, yeah, bring back Jigglypuff. Number 2 is Ness. Now, again, in the same boat as Jigglypuff, he is part of the original 12 characters. so it would make sense for them to bring him back. However, there is this debacle going on about him and Lucas and which one of them will be brought back into the game. Now, Lucas was a direct clone of Ness, except he did have his own diversities here and there, but nonetheless he was a clone. Now, although Ness was part of the original 12 characters, people are speculating he might be replaced with Lucas because of Mother 3 that released in Japan. Now, they want to keep it as modern as possible or something of the sort, at least that's what the debate is going on about, so they really don't know who's going to come back, but I personally believe that Ness would come back just because he is more iconic than Lucas is. However, you know, it's still up in the air, you know, because originally Ness was supposed to have been replaced by Lucas in Brawl, but they brought Ness back. So it's still up in the air, but I have faith that Ness will come back because I've always liked him as a character. And plus, PK Flash is way stronger than PK Freeze. So please, if you guys put Lucas in the game, at least give him PK Flash because PK Freeze was garbage. Just please bring Ness back. And number 1 on my top 10 list of characters that I believe will be returning in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS. The one, the only, Captain Falcon. Captain Falcon has to come back. Do you guys even understand how many memes of Captain Falcon have been made because of his single move, Falcon Punch? That move, I've heard somebody say Falcon Punch is Smash Bros. And I take that to heart because, well, Falcon Punch is a very iconic move in the Smash Bros. Series. Like, it's a very powerful move. On top of that, he's just a well-rounded character. He is part of the original 12 characters of Smash Bros, so it would make sense for him to return. On top of that, he's just a generally fun character to use. Now, one thing I did want personally is for them to remake his Final Smash. Now, not saying that his Final Smash in Brawl was bad, because it wasn't, but there's better moves that he can use. For example, if you guys have seen the F-Zero anime, and some of you probably know where I'm going with this, he can use Densetsu Falcon Punch, which is the move that he used to finish off Black Shadow. Now, first of all, that move was so powerful. You can see it within the entire solar system. That's how powerful it is. So, and seeing that Sakura has been going for a more cinematic type of Final Smash, you know, with the new characters and all that, it would make sense to make him use a more cinematic attack, one that was his very last attack in the F-Zero series. So yeah, bring back Captain Falcon. He's awesome. We all love him. We all want him to come back. Bring back Captain Falcon. I know I said this was going to be a top 10, but I'm going to make it a top 10 and a half because there is one more character that everybody, not even me, everybody wants this character to come into this game. The only veteran character that would return to this game that everybody wants is Mewtwo. Now, Mewtwo has been in the Smash Bros. Series before. He was in Melee, but in Brawl he was replaced with Lucario. Now, although, you know, Lucario and Mewtwo would somewhat have the same moveset, well, not necessarily actually, like, the only thing similar to them would be Aura Sphere and Shadow Ball. That's really it. They did have their own unique diversity, so by default, Mewtwo really is his own unique character. And on top of that, they could implement his Final Smash as Mega Evolution. Now, although that would be kind of generic now because Charizard has his own Mega Evolution, Lucario has his own Mega Evolution, I try to base it off of Charizard because Charizard's Mega Evolution is Mega Charizard X. Now, they could make Mewtwo's Mega Mewtwo Y because, first of all, that was the very first Mega Evolution shown, was Mega Mewtwo Y. Now, granted, Lucario is the very first Pokemon to Mega Evolve, and then Charizard is one of the starter Pokemon you get in X and Y. So it makes sense as to why those two are in, but then again, with the huge demand for Mewtwo to return, and the fact that he was the very first Pokemon that we've ever seen Mega Evolve, granted it's Mega Mewtwo Y, it's only fitting that he returns. This would be the greatest comeback for Mewtwo in a very long time. On top of that, I can just imagine it now. Like, you guys know, like, when they release a new character and then they have it like Greninja makes a splash, or like you know, Charizard or something, like whatever his was. Like, I can clearly see it right now. Like, Mewtwo comes back, and then his is Mewtwo strikes back. It's the perfect quote for his return. So Mewtwo is probably the most requested veteran fighter to return. That's it. Like, we all want Mewtwo. I really want Mewtwo to come back. On top of that, if y'all have played Project M, he's amazing. Just a fun character to use, like, overall. Like, I honestly believe that if Project M was Brawl, like, nobody would have known, like, you know, Mewtwo wasn't an actual character in Brawl because he plays so fluidly. So, Mewtwo, please bring him back. I'm begging you. Nintendo, you guys have trolled us when you released Greninja. That was kind of messed up. I sort of want Mewtwo to come back. No, I definitely want Mewtwo to come back. So does everybody else. Please bring back Mewtwo. So that's my top 10.5 video of the characters I want to see return in Super Smash Bros. For Wii U and Nintendo 3DS. Now everybody get ready because the 3DS version is coming out very soon. It's coming out October 3rd, with the Wii U version coming out shortly after. But nonetheless, that's the end of my video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Q_Ndukauba. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you guys later.